All right, I'm here in Anchorage, Alaska with UFC welterweight quick Mike Swick at the Alaska Fighting Championships. So what role do you think these smaller local promotions play in the larger MMA community?
Oh, big role, man. I mean, this is a great show, and all these shows get these fighters experience, and get them to where they're used to competing and fighting at this level, and then they just move up from there. And this show has some great fights, great fighters.
So continuing in that vein, how can fighters who fight in these smaller local promotions, especially ones that are just as out of the way as, say, Alaska is, how can they catch the eye and the attention of the UFC or the bigger promotions and move up in level?
Just putting on good fights. I mean, word travels fast. So I remember coming out, we had a lot smaller shows than this. We were fighting in civic centers and rodeo floor ground and gymnasiums and stuff. But when you have a good fight, word gets around. You build respect. So each one of these guys that go down there tonight, if they put on a good performance, people are going to talk about it, and it's going to raise their stock. So I think that's what's important, is going out there and putting on a good show.
All right, so the new season of The Ultimate Fighter is scheduled to start tonight. That's, of course, where you got your big break in the first season of The Ultimate Fighter. Do you think that show still has a bearing in terms of grooming new talent for the higher levels? Do you think it still plays that role well?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's entertaining, and it brings attention to our sport, and it's got a good following. So it's great for us. And my teammate's one of the coaches, Koscheck, so he's getting his first job as a coach on the show, and we were on the season together, season 1, and so it's going to be interesting how it plays off. I got to go see some of the taping, and I think it's going to be a very interesting show.
So you have a reputation as being a really, really nice guy, one of the nicest guys in the UFC. Is that reputation true? Is that accurate, or is that just a complete lie?
I'll take that. Yeah. How can you deny that?
All right.
No one would want to say, no, I'm an asshole. I don't know. I'm just myself, and I don't try to be a mean guy or anything. I get along with everybody, so I guess I'm nice. I don't know. I'm never going to talk about it, but I try to get along with everybody.
So you're coming off of a couple of tough losses. Do you know who your next fight's going to be, or do you know who you want to fight next?
Probably the end of the year or the beginning of next year. I've got some health issues. I've made a blog about it on my YouTube site, YouTube.com/Swick. So we've been battling that out for a while. Once I get healthy, we'll go ahead and book another fight. So probably the beginning of next year.
Anybody you particularly want to fight? If you want a sort of a tune-up fight, or you want to jump right back into the top high-level fighters?
Jump right back into it. I was fighting at the top when I left, took this break. So, I want to fight the tough guys. The difference is I don't know what division I'm even going to come back in. So, I've lost 30 pounds in the last 4 years over this health condition that I had. So if it gets fixed and I go back to 100%, I might be 200 pounds. And if that's the case, then I'll just go back to middleweight. So right now, until we know what's going to happen and where I'm going to end up, I don't even know, what division more or less the opponent. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much for talking to me. I appreciate it.
No problem.